Today, dozens of police officers in combat gear flooded in Ithaca School. They were hunting for a suspect armed and dangerous. Breathe easy, though. This time it was just practice. It's the third and final day of active response training, a trend that's growing in law enforcement.
We're doing our best to keep up with the times. It's an unfortunate thing that we're dealing with in society today, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down.
The Twin Tiers are no stranger to school violence. The Williamsport shooting and the Southside bomb scare are proof of that. Looking forward, active shooter response training is aimed at protecting cops and students in the future.
We need to make sure that all our officers are as best prepared as possible if they have to deal with a major incident like this.
Somebody please help me!
The training scenarios are designed to be as true to life as possible. Bullet casings, propane bombs litter the hallways, and the officers involved say it really gets the blood flowing.
The tensions are high, adrenaline is running. We are shooting, we are moving, we are rescuing just like we normally would, that we're trained to do.
We actually do treat it as if there's something actually happening, and it makes us feel, I mean, you know, I get it pumping.
But thankfully, it's not the real thing this time. But if violence breaks out in an area school again, police will be ready. In Ithaca, Brian James, News Channel 36. For the first time ever, drivers at Watkins Glen have one chance and one chance only to qualify for the Winston Cup race on Sunday. In previous years, racers had 2 laps to choose from on day 1 and a third chance on day 2. The move now puts a lot of pressure on the teams to burn rubber.
When you come to a track that you're only at once a year, you know, and the drivers aren't used to turning right and left, it's probably, we find that we're better on the second lap generally. The more laps we turn, the better we seem to get.
Many fans aren't too happy with the move either. They say it's not fair and it doesn't let the drivers put the pedal to the metal.
Well, you need a lap to get around, familiarize yourself with the track and see what the condition is at that moment and build up your speed for it.
I don't think it's right. You know, I don't have a chance to actually get out there and put the muscle out there that you normally would have.
Qualifying well here at the Glen is particularly important. No one's ever won the race that started below position 18, and that's an awful lot riding on one lap. In spite of that fact, not everyone agrees the change is unfair. Some race fans are along for the ride.
Well, I think it's competitive. You know, they all have the same amount of laps to do, and gets it over a lot quicker.
They had a good speed coming out. They had 11 people that broke the track record, so it did something good.
No matter which side of the issue you may fall, one bad lap on Friday and Sunday afternoon on this road course could turn out to be just another Sunday drive. In Watkins Glen, Brian James, News Channel 36. Police accused Jeremy Getman of bringing 17 bombs into Southside High School, but until now, Getman was unsure what exactly the charges would be. Judge Peter Buckley is denying the defense's motion to throw out 50 of the 56 counts against Getman. The Southside bomber will answer to all of the original charges in the indictment. Public Defender Richard Rich tried to argue that the way police charge drug dealers is what should happen here. He says if a person gets caught with 100 bags of a controlled substance, they only face 1 count. So it only stands to reason that if a person gets caught with 17 containers of an explosive substance, they should only face 1 charge there as well. Well, that's an argument that Judge Peter Buckley is rejecting. In his 18-page decision, the judge writes, each bomb with 17 in number has a separate and distinct identity. Each bomb, if brought to Southside High School by the defendant, was a potential dangerous weapon capable of causing injury to students. District Attorney John Trice applauds the decision. He says the charges accurately reflect the way the case must be tried.
That we have to show that this substance would substantially harm someone, or unless it's put inside that container, it's not an explosive substance which can do a substantial harm to anyone.
Officials say that even if the 50 counts were dropped, Getman would have faced the same amount of jail time. The question answered in Judge Buckley's decision is how the case will proceed. In Elmira, Brian James, News Channel 36.
persistent.
The decision to go solar coincides with a nationwide energy crunch. Many of the solutions out of Washington call for increased use of fossil fuels. They cause pollution. Solar power is said to be green-friendly because it's environmentally sound. But these solar panels are green-friendly in another way as well. County officials say they expect to save about $1,200 a month off the utility bill.
And it also made sense both in terms of finances, in terms of the library's needs, and of making an example for the community.
The panels are made up of nearly 1,500 solar tiles covering more than 18,000 square feet of roof. They're quite a sight to look at, and library officials are ready to show them off.
What's going to be very, very important is to fulfill our educational role and to be the site where school children can come, where adults can come and learn more about solar energy.
The solar-powered system cost over $500,000 and will pay for itself in about 10 years. Money aside, officials say what else they're investing in is priceless. In Ithaca, Brian James, News Channel 36. Emily, okay, to sum it up in one word, parking. And as of Monday, what is already considered a parking crunch in downtown Watkins Glen is about to get worse. The New York State DOT is converting a 130-foot stretch of Main Street parking into a turning lane, and this is what it will soon look like. Store owners are very upset. They're worried customers will not bother to hunt for a parking spot, and they'll just drive on by.
They're afraid it's going to chase away business, and it will. There's no doubt about chasing business away. Parking has been a problem for a while, and with less places to park, you're going to lose business. I've already seen evidence of it now.
Now, as you can imagine, this is a very heated issue with most of the store owners. They accuse the village of sneaking this by residents without letting them know beforehand. They also say they were never informed. News Channel 36 spoke with 7 people working in the stores today, and some of them were owners. They just found out about this change on Tuesday. Now, Monday night at 7 o'clock in the Village Town Hall, there will be a meeting for residents and store owners to get together and voice their concern. But the lines for this battle may already be drawn, and they'll be on the street. Live from the newsroom, Brian James, News Channel 36. Emily.
I'm leery. I'm a registered Republican, but I'm still leery.
According to a new Marist poll out this week, more Americans are unhappy with President Bush. Take a look at the numbers. 24% say they disapprove of the president. That's up from 20% when he took office in January. Twin-tier Republicans hint that something is wrong.
I half-heartedly approve.
I have to say I approve because I voted for him.
What has to be a big concern for the Bush administration, 42% of Americans now say they feel uneasy about the president's ability to handle the economy. That number is up from 34% in January. Since Bush took office, the stock market has plummeted 1,000 points. Once again, Wall Street is driving public opinion in presidential politics.
Not very good right now. We're losing in the stock market.
Although Wall Street and Pennsylvania Avenue are hundreds of miles apart, elections have shown they're on the same political map. 44% of Americans now say the country is going in the wrong direction. That's up from 32% in January.
I don't know if I have an opinion about that. I don't think it's going good.
I thought Clinton was doing a pretty good job, and I thought that Gore would continue what he was doing, so I'm not really sure about Bush.
Public opinion can change as fast as the time of day. The Bush administration must be ready to make this poll yesterday's news. In Horseheads, Brian James, News Channel 36.